suppose it's tricky to compare this to any of your previous ring nights, just given the circumstances. But wondered how that transition from the emotion of the I Promise kids, your family, and then the game starts. How do you think, if at all, it impacted the first quarter, and how did that impact the game?
It's just weird on all facets, to be honest. Just a weird day. Celebrating a historic moment with our franchise and a historic run what we did last year, and then having to do it without our family and friends and our fans. It's just a weird day, and all in all, and then having to get straight to competition basketball. Just a weird day, to say the least.
Anything stand out initially just from the basketball in this game?
Well, obviously, we didn't play to what we wanted to do in the first quarter, and then came out like gangbusters and hit us in the mouth, which was perfectly fine. We was able to withstand that, get back into the game, make a game out of it, and they did a good job of closing the third quarter out and kind of spreading that lead, and we weren't able to get back into the game after that. But this game one, it's the first test for us. We've literally been together for 9 days as a full group. We got some returning guys, but we got a lot of new pieces that's going to play a big role in our success this year. So we look forward to watching the film tomorrow and get better from tonight.
Dave,
you need to come off mute, Dave.
Thanks, LeBron. You called it a weird day, but certainly when we saw you walk away from center court holding the ring, marveling at the details of it, did you get an appreciation for it? There's a ton of references to what you guys went through last season. 17 amethysts for the 17 championships, 9.95 carats for 95 days in the bubble. Could you speak about the ring?
I mean, it was just a culmination of what we've been through, in 2019 to 20. So many ups and downs, a lot of adversity, just so many storylines and so many things that happen, both good and bad for our franchise. For that to cultivate the whole season, bring it into all one moment, to be able to celebrate that moment with my teammates and our franchise. Like I said, it was a pretty cool feeling, but at the end of the day, you would definitely love to be able to do that with the fans, do that with our family, our friends, because they played sacrifice to that as well, throughout the whole season. So, like I said, happy to be a part of it, but bittersweet for sure.
Dan?
Hey, LeBron. You mentioned sort of the weirdness. It's only been 72 since you guys won that trophy that was at center court. That's part of the reason why I'm sure your minutes were what they were tonight. How weird is that, to be at the start of a season and not really turning the engine and pushing the gas all the way, or even more so than you normally would?
Yeah, I'm the day is over with. I'm very proud of what we was able to accomplish. I'm excited to move on to the next day. Like I said, it was it even felt weird just having a basketball game today. For me personally, probably for a lot of other guys, but I'm happy we was able to get our foot underneath us. Happy we was able to get back on the floor. We know, what this season is going to, entail, but now we can move on. We can move on from last year's season. It was a hell of a run for us in 1920, but now we can focus on 2021. So, look forward to that.
Speaking of feet, sorry.
Go ahead, Dan. You can go ahead.
I was just going to say, speaking of feet, how's the ankle? It seemed like it got caught up underneath you a little bit.
Yeah, it did. I turned it pretty good, but I don't think it's going to stop me from playing on Friday. So got a couple of days. Obviously, how I am about treatment, so I'll do that around the clock, and I think I should be fine by Friday.
Hey, LeBron, two questions. First of all, you had your phone on the court with you during the ring ceremony. Were you FaceTiming somebody, or what were you?
Yeah, I FaceTimed my wife first to see if I wanted her to be a part of that for sure. She didn't answer the phone. And then I FaceTimed my mom, and my mom answered, and I showed my mom what we were doing at that point in time. Even though it was on television, I kind of just wanted her to be a part of it in the best way, shape, or form of her actually being there. So I was on the phone with my mom all the way up until the ring started to go, and I could kind of pay attention to my teammates and see what was going on the Jumbotron. But that was a pretty cool pretty cool feeling for me personally.
And then the second question just was, is it just hard to be back at game one and at the starting line, given that last year was everything that it was and it was such a marathon and 13 months to get to the mountaintop? Is it just hard for you to process starting over?
It's not the fact that it's starting over; it's the fact that it's here already. I've always had a routine of how I prepare going into a season after a finals run or after a playoff run, knowing the amount of time that I kind of have for my body, for my mind, for the team that we're going to be. And it was just so much uncertainty of when we're going to start the season, how we're going to start the season. Is it going to be December? Is it going to be early December? Is it going to be Christmas? Is it going to be January? Is it going to be all these other things? And then boom, December 1st training camp, first game of the season is happening on the 22nd. So it was just a lot. I can't even sit here and lie to you. It was too much to kind of grasp. But we're in it now. Like I said, I'm happy today is over with, and we can focus on the season. But it's just a lot. It's a lot to process.
They came out really hot. We had some good looks. We weren't going down. I think we turned the ball over a few times during that stretch. But obviously, they just jumped on us early. And we'll have to go back to the tape and see exactly what happened.
You mentioned all preseason you were going to play the extended rotation and keep some guys' minutes down. I think it was 11 tonight. LeBron and AD played limited. How does that impact what you're trying to get to on the floor with rotations, and how is that going to play out for the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll continue to evaluate game to game. It's not ideal, but I do feel it's necessary. Both to manage guys' minutes the right way and length of their rotations throughout the game. Getting through this stretch healthy is a priority, and and evaluating how our new guys fit is a priority. Which we have we had a normal amount of time to evaluate. So we'll continue to look at that, and I'm sure we'll look at different lineups along the way. But the 5 guys on the floor got to be better than we were tonight.
Frank, could you speak to the run that Paul George went on late in the third quarter that seemed to give them momentum back to the Clippers, and what your defense was or wasn't doing in that situation?
Yeah, a lot of it was on one-on-one coverage or off the screen where we weren't providing enough resistance, and we tried to bring more help as he was getting hot. But by then most of the damage had been done. But he just had a terrific night, and like I said, a lot of it was in one-on-one situations, which we gotta do a better job of pushing up on him and making sure that we're bringing appropriate help.
Bill?
Hey, Frank, how did you evaluate Marc Gasol's night? Obviously, got into that early foul trouble. What do you take away from just seeing him out there tonight?
Yeah, he's going to be fine. Obviously, being matched up with a three-point shooter, it was a challenge for all bigs. We have coverages in place that we weren't sharp enough covering for him. And, I'm disappointed myself. I didn't put the ball in his hands more in the top of the key like we did in the preseason to take advantage of his passing ability. So, part of learning new players and guys getting comfortable and acclimated. And then the foul trouble limited him as well.